This would be why you don't buy a salvaged vehicle. It says it's only got 4,900 miles, and that could be really true. It smells new inside. However, this thing was in a horrible accident. Looking at it from the top and the bottom, all of the damage seems to be offset crash, which destroys these vehicles, thus they're totaled. The whole front end has been replaced. Take a look at the paint work. They employed Stevie Wonder to do this, but it's horrible, horrible job. So what you got to look for, beyond the fact that it's salvage and you know that it's not perfect, is start looking for the obvious. Now, when I look at this vehicle and I run my camera across that front bumper, take a look at this, how this bumper support sits and how you see it. As I pan, you can see it, and then you lose it. And that's because it's sitting like such. Now look at this angle gauge. This is crude, but take a look at how far off, just a couple of degrees. But look at how much that is. If I even this out to 0, it's close to 0. Look at that gap. That's how far off this front end is, and it sits up high on that passenger side. Take a look at that. Now that's that. But this thing has horrible suspension noise when you turn. Look at how that engine is sitting in there. Set back, crooked. When you look in here, see the welding work that was done. It's bad, it's bad. How this engine sits, set back. But note this, when that got hit, that whole frame is worked on, that mount would have broken. So this is not the original mount. But look how seamless that mount is with this engine. Does that look like an engine that only has 4,000 miles on it? Alternator's got markings on it. Alternator looks untouched with regard to that bolt, to that engine. This engine likely came out of another vehicle and was placed in here. There's just no way that that's the original engine. Again, I could be wrong, but I'm saying otherwise. Gasket's been changed on that manifold. Yeah, so anyway, do not buy a salvaged vehicle. This one looks good for all intents and purposes. Salvaged vehicles are like women with herpes. Good to look at, but you don't want to touch them. So this one here would pass the stink test to the untrained eye. But this car is bad. This vehicle is not safe to drive. When you look at it from the bottom, you look at the angles of the axle shafts, etc. This is not safe. So don't put your wife in this vehicle. Don't put your kids in this vehicle. Salvage vehicles are salvaged for a reason. And you're going to have some, unethical individual who has no honor but to make a buck, sell this to a person and couldn't care less what happens to it down the road or to that person. It's just about their money and their profits. So buy from a reputable dealer, ideally, if there was such a thing, but just do better. Avoid these cars. I was able to go on to BidFacts and enter the VIN, and I found this vehicle. Look at how bad this damage was. And like I said, that is not the original engine. You can see how the mount separated, and it's nice and clean. Everything is clean, and everything that's there now is all oxidized like rust corrosion. So let's keep looking at these pictures. I mean, this thing took a beating. Yeah, I mean, that's amazing. I mean, look at these frame supports. I mean, this thing is so bad. It's amazing that somebody even made an attempt at fixing it. Is that all the pictures that I got? Wow, I mean, just amazing the amount of damage on this vehicle. So you can go into this resource here, enter the VIN, and as you see, total loss. Go over to, you can go to IAAI. But anyway, this is where I found it at BidFacts. This is what that was sold for. That was a parts car. They can't even estimate what it's going to cost to fix. This is a total loss that should have never been fixed. So you have resources when you're searching for something that's that's been wrecked, salvage or whatever, and maybe it's worth fixing for yourself. Maybe it's just good for parts. Do some research so you make a good decision.